The long anticipated day is finally among us. As one of the people who missed out on the original Ni no Kuni, my excitement for Ni no Kuni II Revenant Kingdom seems unexplainable. But after some recommendations from some friends, I looked into the upcoming gem and I will say I'm glad I did. Let me tell you why I think you should pick up Ni no Kuni II Revenant Kingdom, developed by Level 5 and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Be aware, there are minor spoilers within this video of the first few hours of the game as well as some gameplay mechanics. The game begins in what would appear to be modern Earth. One of the main characters is Roland Crane, who happens to be the president of the country. Roland notices a rocket, but during the big kaboom, Roland is knocked out and wakes up in front of King Evan. But wait, as the story unfolds, we find out he's not quite King Evan yet. Evan's father Leonard, of the Grimlekin, was poisoned by his most trusted advisor Mousinger, so Mouse-Khan could take over Ding Dong Dell. Evan obviously doesn't trust Roland, but eventually is won over by Roland's heroics in keeping Evan safe, risking his life in the line of mouse fire. Eventually he'll get out of the castle and Roland will say, "Screw you, old life!" and go on a grand journey with his new pal Evan. The game plays very traditionally as a modern RPG. When you're in a town or a dungeon setting, it's a free control camera you can control the direction and height of. You're free to jump with the circle button, use light attacks with the square button, heavy attacks with the triangle button, ranged attacks with the R1 button, and use skills with the R2 button pressed, and either pressing X, circle, triangle, or square. It's explained to you by Aranella, Evan's caretaker and bodyguard, that in order to draw out the true power of your weapons and combat abilities, you must have an arms band. She then gives you said arms band, which gives you the ability to equip 3 melee weapons and 1 ranged weapon. This opens up the ability to use the Zing system, with each attack bringing your weapon's percentage up to 100 and restoring MP. When your weapon reaches 100%, your attack skills become stronger, often gaining an additional attack animation. Also, thanks to the arms band, you have unlimited ranged ammo. However, you must use melee attacks to restore MP, which is what replenishes your ammo. Characters can be switched on the fly with the up and down directional buttons, which means big things for those who want to take advantage of it. Different items have different bonuses, such as having stronger attacks against certain types of enemies, like a fairy, goo, or a brute, and being imbued with different elements like fire or water. Different combos can be done through button presses like square, 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 triangle, which will hit 3 quick attacks and finish it off with a heavy. Heavy attacks are a little slower, but more punishing enemies and based on your weapon can offer a wide range of attack. There are pieces of the environment that are destructible as well. Breaking them can drop items for collecting. Their use I can assume is for trading or crafting or for developing your kingdom, as well as health orbs you can use to recover just a bit. Items are picked up automatically running over them. Unless they're chests, then you'll have to open them manually. This makes battles much easier as you can focus on the enemies and not worry about having to stop and pick something up, or worse, forgetting about it. To save your game, you have to find either something called a Waystone. The stones give you full restore of HP and MP as well as the option to save your game. You can also save on the Overworld map, which has a very similar feel to a game like Final Fantasy VII. The Overworld map has a different battle system than that of the dungeon or town system, which I will go into further detail later. But from this map, you can pick up sparkling items from the ground by running over them, pick up chests, often bearing equipment, but are guarded by various monsters. It also seems to be the main mode of transportation. My favorite part about this overworld map is the purple skull icons. This tells me right away that these things are gonna kill me if I fight them, and I love that! Upon finding them on the map, the ones I found were giant dragons, their names in red, which if I think about a traditional RPG, tells me I should probably avoid them. But where's the fun in that? Safe to say, I didn't stand much of a chance, but it gives me something to come back and chase down when I'm stronger. During your travels, you'll also encounter things called tripdoors, which are glowing blue spots on the ground. Evan reveals he has the ability to use these doors to fast travel through the use of magic. So if you see these doors, don't skip them. It's worth even going a little out of your way instead of having to run back to the area at a later time. A few hours into the game, you'll encounter a salesman who will give you what is essentially Ni no Kuni's Facebook application, Leafbook. Leafbook allows you to see different things going on in the world. So far we can see how people are reacting to the supposed death of King Evan, and the days leading up to the said event. You can even like the post, but would liking it tell them Evan's alive? Will interacting with these change the gameplay at all? Time will tell. Let's talk about the challenge of the game. Yes, I will die if I fight a monster that is way over my level, that's to be expected. But just going through the general story, I haven't encountered an enemy I wasn't capable of destroying. As for navigating the menus and all it has to offer, everything has a tutorial. Literally, from the starting point of the game, you are offered tutorial after tutorial, which is prompted on the left side of the screen and expanded by pressing the L3 button. There seems to be two different kinds of active screen mechanics. One is an overworld similar to a game like Final Fantasy VII. Enemies can be seen and battled, which will open up a battle screen instance. Unlike when you're in town or in a dungeon instance, the battles here are not instantaneous. They have to be loaded. In a dungeon, you'll get quick instant battles, and I can't lie when I tell you that, damn are they satisfying. The combat is very similar to the Tales series, but the developers really captured the timing and effectiveness of attacks really well. At a point in the game, you'll encounter Higgledies. They're these cute little guys who will help you in combat and in multiple instances in the game, such as launching you into the air with their beautiful wind elements. In battle, they can enhance your skills with passive upgrades, or they can form their own attack systems, such as a cannon. Just run into the group and press X. Kaboom! The voice work has kinda left me meh. At least right now anyways. The characters are likable, but I find the voice work to not be entirely believable. Hopefully once progressing further into the game, they get into a better flow. The animation of the characters, the environment, the equipment are all classic eye candy. The attention to detail in the cinematics is incredible, from subtle hand gestures to grand motion. It all appears to have been closely monitored. Developers have certainly done a great job on that aspect. I want to touch on the inspiration behind the characters' actions. So far in the hours I've played, Roland has kinda left me curious. You're present where you're from, and you're just so willy-nilly about going on this grand adventure. No thought about everyone who just got blown up? I don't know, it's just kinda strange. I'm only a few hours into the game, so time will tell how he changes. Evan, however, you can see where he's coming from entirely. His life as he knew it has come to almost a complete halt. But thanks to Roland, he presses on, always trying to remember his duties as a kid. Now here is the business. Would I recommend this game? I would recommend this game in an instant. Fans of action RPGs are really going to enjoy it. So far, the story seems pretty straightforward, but the gameplay is super rewarding and fun-filled. My only gripe with it is I've played a bit and the chit-chat between characters while playing the game goes by so fast it's hard to read, which is a pretty minor thing in the grand scheme of the game. Other than that, pick up this game, you will not regret it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.